It's the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat. Joining Mina's house today is the legendary mixtape king, my coworker who's on SiriusXM Fly, DJ Kid Capri.
What up, Mina?
Was that better? You know, I always got to try how to say it like you.
You did great. You did great.
I was practicing since the last time we talked. I put some bass in it. Did you hear it?
I see. I hear the change.
It's nice to see you're in good spirits. You had COVID recently, right?
Yeah, it sucked too, man. It gets in the way of everything. You know what I'm saying? It knocks you down. It was terrible. I put a video out about it. I would say I wish I didn't put well, I'm not gonna say I didn't wish I didn't put it out. It's just that it got such a response that I didn't look for it to be that big of a response, but I wanted to put it out to bring people aware of being safe out there, man, because it's real contagious, it's bad, you know, and I was sitting through it. Fortunately enough, it didn't give me no cold and didn't bother my breathing, but it put the pain on me like none before. And you know, sweating and, you know, fever and all that stuff. So it's my second time getting it. The first time I got it was in March 2020 when the corona first started.
Wow.
With me and KRS doing the shows and everything like that. I caught it then, and it was even worse then. But it's something it's serious out there, you know, and we just gotta protect ourselves.
Why were you surprised that people reacted to that? I mean, people love you. You're an icon, a rap icon, you know, they would be concerned.
Well, you know what? Yeah, well, thank you. But I wasn't thinking in that way. I was thinking more of, let me let people know how bad this really is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I wasn't looking for the attention of it. But yeah, they did let me know how much they love me. People were sending me all kinds of stuff to get better. People bringing me stuff to my house to get better. You know, a lot of people were worried. A lot of people showed a lot of love on the net, and you get a chance to really see who really got love for you. Right. So I see that, and you know, a lot of DJs and everything like that reached out. You know, DJ Clue sent me 2 dinners, sent me some sea moss, and you know,
yes.
So yeah, it was you know, it was a scary little time, but I know I was gonna get through it. I'm pretty strong. God got me.
Did you learn like of any new concoctions? Because I know when I got COVID in November, my boyfriend's mom told me to take like onions, garlic, honey, and lemon, and it was working. Like it was helping me.
The onion helps you a lot, but I had so many things that were sent to me. I had all kind of, you know, black seed oil and everything, all kind of. I take vitamins every day, but I had all this different stuff. But the onion really works. What you could do with an onion, which I learned, is you could boil an onion and drink the water, and that, you know, takes out all the inflammation out of your body and the toxins out of your body. So yeah, the onion and natural stuff, that's the way to really go. You know, yeah, it's just a matter of you doing it consistently or not.
So you're a legendary DJ. You literally just make your money just, you know, traveling the world, being with artists. So like you get COVID for the second time, you're out. Do you feel like you had to reconsider, like maybe I should, you know, switch up what I'm doing right now work-wise?
Well, I stopped doing work after I got sick in March 2020. I wouldn't go back on the road. Yeah, I didn't go back on the road until June of last year, and I only did a certain dates. I was only doing certain dates, certain size rooms. I was only taking a certain amount of money. I wasn't doing all the every date like I always do. I spread it out because also when I got into the pandemic, I got a chance to sit down. I've been on the road from '88 to the pandemic. Right. So I got a chance to sit down and focus on other things. And now I got my album dropping on my birthday, February 7th. My new single dropped tomorrow. Slap Key came out. I got, you know, other projects I worked on. So I got a chance to sit down and focus, you know, and when I went back on the road, which was June of last year, like I said, I only did a certain amount of dates. And even this year, I did, even up to now, I did New Year's Eve in Houston and got sick. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got sick this last time. So I haven't been doing no dates. I did 1 date in Atlantic City since then. Everything else I canceled.
Okay, so the Atlantic City, was that the hip hop concert?
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually gonna talk about another Atlantic City date pre-COVID. I'll talk to you about that. But real quickly, K Slay, who we also work with, also has COVID. Have you talked to him? Like, do you know what's going on with his health?
I spoke with him when it first started. I didn't speak to him recently. I was speaking with his mom so the whole time afterwards. We had spoke. As a matter of fact, I'm here to see how how's he doing right now. because I haven't heard, since I got better, I haven't heard from him. But he's I'm sure he went through it. It was bad, man. So it was bad for me. I'm sure he went through it, and he's probably just trying to get himself right, because it feel like he was in a Mike Tyson fight, the way it hits you.
Right.
And it's crazy that you feel real different. You don't feel complete. It's weird. I can't really explain it, but it affects different people differently. That's why people die from it. You know what I'm saying? Because it depends on how what your immune system is. It depends on what your other conditions are. It depends on how you it's a number of things. So fortunately enough, I'm healthy, and I came through it.
So, Kid, your album's coming out called The Love.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so important right now to even title something Love, because we need it. There's so much hate on the internet. There's so much craziness going on in the world. I don't know if the pandemic made everyone like a step crazier, but tell me about your album. The Love is coming out February 7th on your birthday.
Yeah. Well, my last name is Love. My daughter Mina Love on my album with the single that's dropping today. And yeah, it's the love for everything I do. It's the love family. We need the love right now. I started Sucker Free clothing line because you got to stay sucker free in these times right now. It's all about that. So, with all the stuff going on, you need some kind of upliftment going on. But my album, it's a complete album. And I didn't ask for a bunch of help. I produced everything. I wrote everything, and performed everything. And I got 3 artists on there. My daughter, Mr. Lex, the Jamaican artist, and the Vel, the R&B artist, and that's it. I could have asked anybody to be on this album. I just wanted to do it myself. I wanted the world to see how much of a triple threat I really could be. And it's something I wanted to just get to the world. I don't do a bunch of albums all the time, so it's my 3rd one. It never been my bread and butter. I always took care of myself with the way I do what I do. So this is just something that's under my umbrella, but it's something that's significant. It's going to be dope. I think people are going to enjoy it because I did put some good work into it.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You haven't dropped an album since 1998?
Absolutely. Soundtrack to the Streets. Because like I said, it never been, well, I put records out, different records out, but as far as my album, my first album, and then my second album, and that was it. I did another album called Top Tier that I haven't put out yet. That's with all the battle rappers. That's the first album I started in the recent years, but I ain't put it out, like I said. So I'm gonna put this album out, then put Top Tier out a little bit later on. But I have that. I have the Hoodies album. I have another album I'm doing. I got an artist named Fuchs I'm working with. So I got a lot coming up. I got this movie, Mr. Every Ever, coming. We got the clothing line. Jazz got the real estate. So we moving around. We're doing a lot.
So now that you're dropping this album, do you feel like nervous, excited, relieved? Like, what's the feeling for you right now?
I just want people to hear it. Just like anything else, I take everything naturally. I never been stage fright. The only time I ever been nervous, I think was doing the Apollo one time. That one time, the very first time I did the Apollo, I was backstage. That was the only time I was a little nervous. But other than that, nah, there's a feeling of anticipation. You know what I'm saying? I want people to hear it and see what it's about, and enjoy it. But no, everything is natural. I think I know what I have, as a matter of fact. I think I know what I have, and that part is making me confident that people's going to like it. So there's not a nervous thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when your stuff is a little shaky, or if you don't really know, if sometimes you may not be sure, and you may have that nervous feeling. But I think from the people I played it for, all the platinum artists I played it for, and the responses I got from them, from KRS-One down, KRS-One is a certain type of MC. He ain't gonna like everything. He loved the whole album. So, dudes like him and some of the young dudes, and, the response was nice. And when I threw out Slap Key, the single, that was the okay to let people know, to accept me rhyming again. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have threw it out a party joint like I'm doing tonight, but I wanted people to accept me and take it serious. So when I got the acceptance for that, I knew I was doing the right thing.
You talked about your daughter, who's on the album, one of 3 features. So your daughter's an R&B singer, Vina Love. I'm going to talk about this night I was in the club with you. I don't know if you remember, but I remember you stopped everything and you said, look, this is my daughter's music. I want y'all to show her love. Played the song, then played the song again. The song went off. People had like an immediate reaction to it. Obviously you're super proud about for your daughter, but you've been in the business. You know how things go. Was there any kind of like apprehension on your part having an artist who's a female artist and you know, having a daughter who's a female artist and putting her out in the business?
Yeah, I mean, well, that goes. Sometimes we throw things out there and don't really take the complete course of what's supposed to happen. She showed me a lot growing up as a person, and I knew what kind of business this was. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you may not be built for it. You see the cute part of it, but you're not ready for the work and all the negative that come with it. So I knew that she could handle
the creeps and
the creeps. They being a female with creeps and all that. Yeah, absolutely. So way more different for a woman than it is for a man.
Right.
But me knowing how she grows up, how she grew up, and how she carried herself, I knew that she would handle things a certain kind of way. Even though she was a little younger when she got in, but along the way she showed me some things. I didn't think she was ready as a singer yet when she first brought it to me. And I wasn't trying to stamp something because she was my daughter. I wanted to make sure that she was ready. And she got that part covered. So today, like you see, she's a hard worker. She takes a thing serious. She handles her stuff the way she got to handle it. You know, and just yesterday I asked her about a new album that she's doing. She said she scrapped it. She didn't like it. So she's that responsible to know that her own stuff ain't good enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the key to being successful, knowing that you got to be strict in yourself and know how to take no for an answer, and also know how to change what's not right. You know what I'm saying? To make it better. So I'm proud that she knows that. When she said that to me, I was like, huh? But I'm glad she said that. Even though I didn't hear none of the new stuff that she did, her knowing that's a sign of professionalism that a lot of people may not have. They just put stuff out just because it sounds good or they think it sounds good and it isn't good for the masses. And that's where her head is at. She want to satisfy the masses. So that's dope.
So she's featured on your song Uptown. I'm gonna play it. Okay, you want to introduce your song? Tell us about your song, kid.
This is Uptown. Listen, I'm not from Manhattan. I was born in Brooklyn. I was raised in the Bronx.
Right.
But I got on in Manhattan. My first record on my first album was dedicated to the Apollo. So I always salute Uptown for making sure that people gave me a space to get on.
On your birthday, how are you? First of all, happy early birthday. How are you celebrating your birthday besides dropping your album?
I'm pretty much going to be home. I'm going to be home.
No parties. You just had COVID. You like, I'm not going out to these parties.
I party by my damn self right here in my house. I got a little bit of liquor. I don't really drink, but I got some liquor. I'll crack a champagne or something and, and just see how the response be on the net and just, make a big deal of it on the net. But as far as like hanging out, what I want to do is throw a big Zoom listening party and have all the who's who on the listening party, because I personally feel like when you throw listening parties, unless the place is ram-packed, people are drinking, mingling, talking, they're not paying attention to the project.
Right.
They'll hear what they hear, but they're not paying attention to the project. With a Zoom thing, they're going to pay attention to the project. So I feel like I should do that and then throw them a 2-hour virtual party afterwards, and they can celebrate home. So it'll just bring a different attention to it that I need. So that's in the plan. I'm working. I'm gonna have you invited too. I need you to be there.
Yeah. So I'll be there.
Yeah. So but that's it. And, I'm probably gonna do it that way. If I do any kind of celebrating, it'll probably be with my family. It won't be nothing too crazy.
Yeah. So pre-pandemic, I hosted a party in AC, and I don't know if you remember this because you probably do like 1,000 parties, but you were one of the DJs on the party, and obviously as a host, when DJ Kid Capri comes on, you got to get off the mic, right? So when so you came, you got on the set, and I think Self was on this party too. So it was like a whole bunch of us, right? I swear to you, kid, I was so amazed. And I know that you're the mixtape innovator. I know that you're a rap icon, but to see it in the flesh, I was like amazed at the type of command that you have of the crowd and like how you control and maneuver the music. And this is you on a regular day, right? But I'm sitting there like in awe, and I never said anything to you because I'm just like, that's how I am, right? But I'm sitting there like, holy crap, this guy is like a god. Like I was so impressed. And you're I mean, what you do in a party, the way that you use your voice, it's not what everyone's doing out here. Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think what you do has been lost in like some of the younger DJ generations?
Because I come from every level of hip hop. I've been there watching it as a little kid from when it started. So I take everything that I learned and try to bring that into people that never experienced it. So with the new stuff that's going on and with everything I bring from back in the days to it, it's kind of like a melting pot. It kind of gives you something. It gives you something that's unusual because you got this dude that come from this era that's able to satisfy the youngest kids and satisfy the oldest people at the same time. A lot of times things are just stuck, like some certain radio stations, they got to go to one demographic for that, one demographic for that. My radio show on SiriusXM, the block party, is exactly that. It's a block party where everybody's invited. Doesn't matter your age. You hear a whole bunch of different music. It doesn't have to be no programming. It's all what it is. So that's what I represent. I represent a balance. I represent that. So with that, it resonates. I take what I do really serious. I never took it as, as a shiny, cute thing. I'm out for the chicks. I'm out for, even though all that came about, but I wasn't out for that. You know what I'm saying? I was more very serious about it because I did it when there was no money. I did it when we wasn't getting paid for it. I did it when we just wanted to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So it was a difference. I bring that level and that energy to it because I want people to have an impact. I want people to feel better than they did before they see me. And I want to be the best that they ever seen and felt out of anybody or any other event they ever been to. So that's why that energy come out. A lot of times I do a party or do a show, I come on stage, I feel like I just ran into a wall because I give myself so much to it that I feel like I got hit. My body hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. It always happens. And that's what it is. It's just the energy,
I'm curious who your top 5 DJs are. So kid, just curious, we just talked about how amazed I was by how you DJ, and I did this party and you were DJing there as well. I'm really curious who your top 5 DJs are.
There's so many, but if I had to say 5, Grandmaster Flash, Red Alert, Brucey B, I'm gonna throw Mel Starr in there because he's deaf and he plays the way he played with no headphones, and that's how I started with no headphones. So I throw him in there. There's so many. Who else? Did I say Red Alert?
You did.
Okay.
You got one more.
Jazzy Jeff.
Okay.
Jazzy Jeff.
Please own.
Those 5 guys right there are standing out right now.
So your voice is so legendary, and what you used to do on the mixtape scene, people called you the guru of mixtapes. This happened a while back, but you and I have never talked about this. Kendrick Lamar actually got you to narrate on the Damn album, right? So I'm listening to Element, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Kid Capri talking about new Kung Fu Kenny. Can you walk me through that? Did you hear the album prior to that, or did you just send over like voiceovers? How did that come about?
Nah, Kendrick Lamar came to New York City and we met in the studio downtown. He called me and said he was doing his album. He wanted me to be a part of the album. I didn't hear the album yet. I didn't hear nothing. So when we got to the studio, he had wrote some stuff he wanted me to say. I came up with some stuff, and I did a bunch of things. And when I heard the album, I didn't know like certain things I said on that. When I said we're gonna put it in reverse, or when I said the Kung Fu Kenny thing, I didn't know what I was talking about at the time. And then later on, I found out. But he had this vision in his head that he was trying to do, and that's why he selected those type of things that I said. There was so many other things that I said, but that fit what he was trying to do. The kid is a smart kid. He knows his business. And I asked him, I said, you could have had Battle Cat or DJ Pooh from the West Coast. you know, these are legendary dudes that could have been on the album that could have did it. He was like, nah, he said, yeah, but I needed the dude that brought the DJ business and brought hip hop to where he brought it. You were the authenticity is, and I know your story. I know what you did. You know what I'm saying? So for him to know that, you know, he's on it. It's not just about rap. He really loved the culture. You know what I'm saying? And then he put me in my voice in countries I've never been to. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the only album that ever been awarded the Pulitzer Award.
I
The
was
only
gonna
hip
say
hop.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
And
to
you're
be
on it.
now
Like,
I'm on it. So to be a part of that, mad history is mad crazy. I wish we could have did a lot more, like did some performances, some, you know, been on tour with each other, because I know how epic it would have been, but he didn't really need me. He was doing this thing. But besides that, I'm appreciative just to be on that album. It means a lot. There's a lot of history to it.
yeah. So your album, The Love's coming out February 7th. I assume you wrote everything, produced everything on the album, right?
Absolutely. Everything. Everything. I'm gonna show y'all something. Get ready. I ain't bullshit. It's gonna be the thing. It's gonna be the thing to do. All right. My album is gonna be the thing to do. Trust what I tell you.
How do you feel about rappers that don't write their own lyrics? Like, are they less of a rapper in your eyes?
I don't care about that. Michael Jackson didn't write his songs. The biggest artist they ever been. Right? He wrote a lot of his stuff, but a lot of stuff was written for him. Rod Templeton wrote his stuff. You know, the biggest artist ever. Anybody question about how, you know, if he's authentic or not? Now, that don't matter to me. Now, if you talk about being the greatest MC, if that's your topic, then you can't say you're the greatest MC if somebody else is writing your stuff. But as far as you making music, this is music. You get help. I don't care about all that.
Right. DJ Kid Capri has spoken. The song is out right now, Uptown, featuring his daughter Vina Love. The Love album is coming out February 7th. Thank you so much. I'm
Mina,
so honored.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Check him out weekends, The Block Party on SiriusXM Fly, right?
Yep, 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern time. 8 o'clock is the mix show, and we go crazy on there. Believe that. Block Party with the Kid Capri, Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to see y'all there.
And because you're here, we're going to go out playing Kendrick Lamar. It's the Heat, SiriusXM.